here? Check as always, make sure the audio sounds okay. Check as always, make sure. Okay, audio sounds good. All right, guys. Well, only taking a one-day absence this time. I really wanted to go ahead and get back into the Buccaneers rebuild. So it's your boy Malin Relich coming at you guys with another Madden 23 live stream. Buccaneers rebuild part 4. So we're in the 2025 offseason, and we got some work to do. So let's go ahead and take a look once again at the free agency pool. As I left off in the last video, we are trying to get Chris Godwin to come back. I forgot to make sure to try to re-sign him, and we already got to up our offer. So we're going to offer him this. Does that help with us anymore? Because right now the Jaguars have taken the lead on us, not by much. Okay. Well, we still got other positions that we need to fill, so we got to spend money in other places, if you will. So let me go back to actually the free agency pool and see how much cap room we have to spend, because we're going to need to revamp this team a little bit. We have $223 million. Okay, so we actually got a decent amount of cap room, so we got to spend that money. But let me go ahead and take a look at our roster currently and take a look and see who we still have here, who we may need to look at getting. Okay, so I definitely do think I do have to go ahead. I'm going to look at quarterback and free agency and see who we can get, who's out there. Maybe running back, even though White's an 80 overall. Is he 80? Yeah, he's 80 overall. So he may be our starter next year. I'm content with that, but we could use help in other ways. Tight end, maybe an investment in the draft. Left tackle, left guard. We could use help on the offensive line, really, at guard and both the guard positions and potentially tackle. Defensive line, probably could use help there. Right end, yes. Definitely at linebacker. Defensive back is still looking pretty good. Braxton Reese, who we drafted in the first year, yeah, but we need help in a lot of ways. We're going to be spending some money in free agency this offseason for sure. So the big one I want to be sure that we get is Godwin to come back, but we got to look at other players. So let's take a look at quarterbacks and see who's out there. Okay, so Jared Goff is out there, but he's only a 78 overall, and he has no interest in signing with us whatsoever. We are going to get a quarterback for depth purposes, but we're not breaking the bank on anybody coming in here. So let me see. Let me just get somebody who we don't have to pay very much to get. Let's you know what? I saw him earlier. So Heineke's interested. So let's go ahead and bring him in on a one-year deal. Very team-friendly deal, $1 million. Let's go ahead and offer him this. I can't imagine too many teams offering him anything else, really. Yeah, we're his only offer, so I'm pretty sure that he'll bite on this. Let's take a look at running backs. Elijah Mitchell is out there. He's a scheme fit, 83 overall. Stevenson, who we had in free agency, brought back. Let's offer Elijah Mitchell a deal. Let's see. Who else is in the running for this guy? Well, we have to make a bet. Well, we have to make a bid anyway. So let's go with a neutral one and see where we are at. Okay, so we are second tier to the Rams. So let's bump this up a little bit to 8. Make that an offer. And let's see what we get there. Okay, so we leapfrog them. We're going to hopefully get Godwin to come back because he's the best receiver out there on the market. And it was a bad decision to let him potentially get out the door, so yeah. Now, Slayton is still on the team, but we could use help more. So if we don't land Godwin, I want to go ahead and throw some money at Elijah Moore. I don't really know who else is offering him. I don't know what his offers are looking like, but let's go ahead and go with a neutral one. Maybe we can jump it down a little bit if it's way out of the park. Yeah, we're gonna keep it that with Moore. But we're behind the Cardinals. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have that offer stay there. You know what? Let's go ahead and just yeah. Okay, so we made an offer. We can't retract it. If he doesn't take it, he doesn't take it. Left guard, who is out here? Ooh. Cody Winehair. As far as our left guards, you know, we could definitely use some help there. Let's offer him a neutral offer. Let's see if he'll bite on this. We're spending the money. You know what? Let's lower it. Let's actually lower it a little bit. Let's go with a team-friendly option. Lower it a little bit. Nobody else seems to be offering him anything. So let's go ahead and go with that. Because we need some help on the offensive line. And right guard, Royce Newman. Could use some help there as well. All right, well, in the first phase, we've done our 5 negotiations at this point. So that's who we have targeted. Let me go back and double check and make sure, take a look at, you know, who we're offering contracts to. So let's go ahead and see who we've targeted. Okay, so we've targeted, obviously, Godwin. We did target Elijah Moore. We're second to the Cardinals, so I don't think we're going to get him. If we get Godwin, then I'm not going to worry about not getting Moore. But I want to offer him a contract in case by some reason we can't get Godwin for any reason. But we are his best offer right now. We threw a little bit extra money out there. We also put in an offer for Elijah Mitchell, so hopefully we get him. And we got Cody Whitehair and Taylor Heineke. We'll land Heineke for sure out of all of these guys because we just need a backup quarterback. So I think Heineke for sure will sign on the dotted line. So let's go ahead and advance to the next week and see if we were able to sign anybody in free agency for the first wave. The first wave, you can only make 5 offers, but I think in the second one we get 10. So we'll keep working at it in the second wave. We got plenty of waves to try to, you know, see who's out there and, you know, make some free agency moves. So let's go back to the free agency pool and see if we were able to get anybody. I don't know if we were able to. Okay, so we got Chris Godwin to sign. So Chris Godwin, welcome back to Tampa Bay. Thank you, sir, for agreeing to the contract. And we also signed Elijah Mitchell. Let's go. All right, so we have our new starting running back and our receiver is back. As far as guys that we've targeted, so of course Moore is gone, and but Whitehair is still considering our offer, and so is Heineke. I'm a little surprised these guys haven't signed yet. I want to see who the guys that we targeted left for. So where did Moore end up going? Moore went to the Cardinals. Figures. Okay, well, we threw a lot of money at Godwin, but now we can you know. So we're in 2 active negotiations right now. So we can only add 3 other guys. So we can only add 8 other guys to the list. We only offer bids to 8 more guys. So let's get back into it. We were looking at, I think, right guards last time I left off because we could use some help there. I think Royce Newman could be a good option there. Right guard at, you know, Josh, you know, Stelzer. You know, let's offer him a team-friendly option and see what he does. If we need to bump it up, we can. Yeah, so team-friendly option, and we're his best option. Okay, all right then. So we'll keep it at that. We could use some right tackle help too. Havenstein, our current right tackle, Austin Jackson. Yeah, let's go with another team-friendly option for Havenstein, and let's see what he is looking like. So we're his only offer, and it's a very team-friendly deal. It's a 1-year deal as well. A lot of these guys are just going to get 1-year deals because it's all we can afford to do for the most part. I think as far as left ends, we're good. I'm just doing this to take a look at the depth chart. So we have Clowney, of course. And I don't think there's anybody better than him than him in terms of guys out there. I mean, Rosenthal we could have offered, but we had more priorities. Defensive tackle we're pretty good at. Vita Vea, of course, is still here, but we need a new right end. Mike Donna, he's 75 overall. You know, I think we just need to bring him in to get just some help on the defensive line. We need depth. We need help. We need a lot of things. Fortunately, we don't have to break the bank for this guy, so that's good to know. Left outside linebacker, we need help. There's Jonathan Cooper, Shaq. Shaq. You know what? Let's try to get Shaq back. Let's see if he'll take this. But, like, how much is it? Like, are we his best offer or are we not? Well, we're his only offer right now. So, you know what? Because of that, we're going to lower this a little bit and see if we can get him on a team-friendly deal and make this offer instead. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Okay, but no other offers are out there for Barrett. So we'll be able to probably get him back. He fits our scheme. I like him. I just unfortunately, stupidly let guys go in free agency and, just wasn't thinking. Joe Trounsker, he's developed very well, but I think Jamin Davis could be a good idea here at right outside linebacker. He's 80 overall. I'm going to go ahead and go with a neutral deal, and let's see what we're looking like in terms of the running. Okay, so we're behind the Ravens for him right now. Let me bump this up a little bit, and let's see if that helps at all. It did, so we passed the Ravens. That's good. Cornerback, we're solid. Free safety, we're solid. Strong safety, I think we could use some help here. Marcus May, 80 overall. Yes, I think we could definitely use help with him. So let's go with the neutral offer here, and let's see who else is in the running for this guy. Oh, okay, so the Browns are his only option, but they're way behind in terms of money that they're offering. So you know what? Let's go with a team-friendly option. It'll lower it to a little bit, probably in the orange category, if you will. Well, we did lower it a little bit, but you know what? If nobody's really offering that much, let's I hate to jump it down like this, but let's see if he'll take this. Maybe on the cheap or something. So we're just ahead of the Browns. So yeah, we're going to offer him this. I lowered it a little bit, which may be a little bit of risk, but, we need a kicker, so let's go ahead and get, let's see. We can really get anybody. We can bring back Pinheiro. Pinheiro. It sounds like Panera, actually. You know what? Let's not break the bank. Let's just bring in Chris Boswell. I think former Steelers kicker, I think. That's probably who we last played with. We'll bring him in. We'll offer him a contract. No other offers on the table for him, so we'll probably get our kicker because we need a kicker, for obvious reasons. Well, it looks like for quarterbacks, there's no real big guys in terms of free agents out there. Jared Goff was the highest rated quarterback in free agency at 78 overall. He's going to the Chargers. Bridgewater has been solid, but he's only a 71. And, I think Heineke will budge. So as far as guys that we've targeted, this is really all that we have so far. We got May, Davis, Havenstein, Boswell, Whitehair, Donna, Shaq, and Royce, and Heineke still. So we've offered really the best free agent guys out there, especially on the offensive line and some guys on defense to kind of fill in some of the voids. So I do have room to make another offer, but I'm not going to offer anybody else because I think right now will be pretty solid. The rest of these positions we can fill in for depth for the draft. I don't think we need to worry too much about bringing in more help for them. So let's go ahead and advance to the next week and let's see if we were able to get anybody. I'm glad more than anything we were able to get Godwin to come back, and hopefully we can convince Barrett to come back too. Completely forgot that we let him go in free agency, but you know what? I think I'm able to right this ship. So let's see what we were able to do. Who do we get? So of course we got Godwin. Anybody new? We did get Jamin Davis, right outside linebacker. Rob Havenstein, veteran right tackle, 78. He's solid. Cody White here. We got him. We got Donna. We did get Royce, and we did get Taylor Heineke. So I guess as far as targeted guys, we're still Oh, the Steelers are jumping in the frame for May. And for Boswell, he's still considering, and so is Shaq Barrett. Okay, so with May, we're going to have to bump this up. Let's go ahead and go with... I'm going to go with the team-friendly option right here, and we'll see where that dips us down to. Who targeted? Okay, so even with the with the player-friendly deal, we've jumped ahead of the Steelers now from May. So let's keep it there. And in terms of, what else we can do, I might just go out and get some backups, guys to fill in some of the voids in the roster. Fullbacks are not really utilized, but we could use just some help. So let's go ahead and bring in Matt Cannon. Let's give him a very team-friendly option. 2 years, $1 million, $1.1 million. We'll bring him in for that. We still have $81.2 million in cap, so we still got a lot of wiggle, if you will. Now, receivers, obviously, we missed out on also getting more. But you know what? I think we could still use other receiving help. And there may be some guys here that are not big guys that may be able to help us out. Richie James Jr. Let's go ahead and bring him in. It doesn't look like there's a lot of teams wanting his services anyway. Let's bring him in on a one-year deal just to get some receiver depth. I think that could be a pretty good idea for us. Is anybody else in the running for him? I don't think so. Well, the Cowboys are. You know what? If we don't get him, that's... let's go ahead and offer something to this guy, Olamide. Let's go ahead and offer him a team-friendly option as well. So if we don't get James, we can get this guy. We're just trying to... I'm just thinking ahead a little bit just to make sure that we can... Well, we're behind the Steelers as well for that. Okay, we may just have to bring in... We're just looking for depth anyway, so let's bring in Rashid Shaheed. Let's go ahead and offer him a deal. See if we can bring him in for 1 year. I don't think anybody else is going to be offering him much of anything. We're going to probably miss out on these other receivers that we're offering contracts to, but I don't think Rashid is getting any other offers. Yeah, he's not. We'll probably be able to land him, no problems. Tight ends, we can really get a better tight end. We can probably get better tight end depth in the draft, if I'm being honest. And I think as far as linebackers and stuff, we're pretty good. We're still negotiating with Barrett. And middle linebacker, we got David, but we could use... Let's just get some other... Let's just try to get another left outside linebacker for depth purposes. Just to, let's see if we can we find a guy that's interested in signing with us that fits the scheme. Cameron McGroin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Let's bring him in on a one-year deal. See if we can get him. And corner depth is not the worst thing in the world to have. So you know what? Let's find a guy that is interested and fits our scheme. And let's see here. Greedy Williams. Maybe he can come in. I mean, we're offering a lot of guys this offseason, but we missed out on the playoffs last year, which can kind of make you do stuff like this. Spend the money and all that. Free safety, we're good. Strong safety, we're good because we're offering May a decent amount of money to come in. We missed out on Justin Reed, but that's fine. I didn't want to offer him too much because he didn't fit our scheme and he wasn't interested in signing anyway. All right, so as far as targeted, here's who we've got right now. So as far as targeted guys, we've got May, we've got Boswell, we've got Richie James Jr., even though I think we're going to miss out on him, as well as Zacchaeus. But we're probably going to get Rashid Shaheed. And we're probably going to maybe Greedy Williams. If we can get him, fine. If not, that's fine too. Shaq, we need word on. And we'll probably be able to get Cameron McGroin and Matt Cannon at fullback. So let's go ahead. And So I'm going to go ahead and, go through this period and see who we were able to get. Hopefully we can get Shaq. And hopefully, Boswell considers being our kicker. With Barrett and Boswell, nobody else is offering them anything. Nobody else is in the running for those guys. So we should be able to get them. So let's take a look and see if we were able to get anybody. So let's go ahead and upgrade players first. So based on the fact that this is here, Cameron McGroin has agreed to the contract that we offered him. So we're going to get him for some linebacker depth. That's nice. Let's go to free agency recap because that'll be able to tell us who we got and who we didn't get. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And we're not done yet for the offseason before the draft. No, you guys, we're going to have to do something else. So we did get Marcus May. And we also were able to get Chris Boswell to be our new kicker. We got Rashid Shaheed, which indicates to me that we didn't get Richie James Jr., but we did get Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett's coming back. And we did get Matt Cannon, and of course we were able to get Taylor Heineke as our backup quarterback. Now, in terms of what we can still do, we have some things that I want to try as far as, well, first of all, let me go ahead and update some of these jersey numbers for the veteran guys before we move to the draft. So Heineke, our new running back is Elijah Mitchell. Now, with White being there, but you know what, Elijah fits our scheme, and I like him being our new running back. So I'm very interested to see what he can do. Let's give him a number in the 20s, if we can. Maybe use 20. That's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and give him 28. Elijah Mitchell. You know what? Darrell Henderson Jr. Let's actually change his number. Let's change his number to let's change his number to 22. Former Doug Martin's former number. The muscle hamster, I think they called him back in the day. Anybody else remember Doug Martin from the Bucs, or is it just me, a diehard football fanatic? So because of that, let's go ahead and give Mitchell his 25. Make him feel welcome. You know, he was a solid back in San Francisco, and I like him filling in the void left by Leonard Fournette. Going to give some help in the running game for whoever our quarterback is. So, you know, because of this, I don't think can we cut Rod Matson and not have any cap penalties? I don't know. Yeah, he'll incur a penalty, so we can. I mean, we drafted him, in last year's draft, so we have 2 fullbacks. But Cannon was better overall. So I'm glad that we went in ahead and got Sheed because we only had 2 other receivers on the roster. But we're also probably going to address receiver in the draft in terms of depth. And with offensive line moves that we were able to do. Cody White here, of course, instantly is above Ben Barch, even though we did re-sign him. So the offensive line has been upgraded a little bit, Royce Newman, and we also got Rob Havenstein in there as well. So the offensive line has definitely been upgraded, which is a big plus. And Mike Donna is solid at defensive end. He was the best defensive end that we could really get. But defensive end, I think, also was going to be a position needed in the draft. Because we were able to get Shaq back, got David, and I like Jamin Davis as our right outside linebacker, filling in for Justin, who left in free agency. So I think linebacker is pretty good. We can use depth there for obvious reasons, and corner I think as well. Free safety, we got Marcus May, the former, to be here for our strong safety. I might change his number to a number in the 20s or whatever his number used to be. Let me look him up. Marcus May. What is his number in real life? Okay, so number 6. Okay. But I don't think we can give him number 6. All right. Well, if that's the case, we'll just keep him at number 4. We'll keep him at number 4. So May, new safety, Braxton Reese, who we drafted in the first full year of this rebuild. He's developed okay, but he's only at a 74 overall. I know it's because of lack of playing time, but still. And with Boswell, oh no, we can't give him number 9 because that belongs to Rashid. So yeah, okay. So now we're getting to some of the nitty gritty here. We have to find a way to not fall off the map like we did last season. So I'm going to explore this and see what we can do. I never do very well with this, but I think we need to figure out a way to upgrade our position at quarterback. I just want to see realistically who we can maybe make a trade for and just see who maybe we could get and that fits our scheme. We're not going to get any of these top tier guys, but you know what? There could be a player out there who does fit, who would be interested. All right, well, I don't know where Tua is. Must have gone somewhere else. Kirk Cousins is an Eagle? Jeez, Tyler Huntley. But none of these guys are Why? That's not Lamar Jackson. What the heck is going on? That's really weird. Sorry, guys. That was not Lamar Jackson. I don't know who that guy was. Maybe the game's bugged or something. I don't know. But Will Levis is an 80 overall now. I mean, maybe we could possibly... Well, Justin Herbert's a Saint, and Jalen Hurts is a Seahawk. Jeez. And Tua is a Steeler. Jeez. But do any of these quarterbacks, like, do they fit at all? Let's see. Let's go back to, let's see. Not the Falcons. Jaguars, Jets, Lions, maybe. No. Packers. Well, Aaron Rodgers is retired now, so they're looking for answers there at quarterback. Patriots. Okay. I don't know if they would like take this, but would they take Will Levis straight up for Jones? I don't think they would, but you never know. Who knows? Trade decline. Okay, we don't feel the offer brings enough value comparatively to what we be giving up. Okay, well, the Patriots lost a Super Bowl. And Will has been good for us, but what do the Patriots need that maybe we can offer them? What about right ends? Do we have an extra right end that maybe we can offer? No, because we already upgraded that position. We could trade them Shaq Barrett, but I don't really want to do that. What about corners? You know what? Let's see if they'll take some picks. What about Will Levis and a second rounder? Trade accepted. Let's go. Okay. Sorry, Will, but you know what? I think we need to make a change at quarterback. I think this is what we have to do. I think that this is going to be a good idea. Matt Jones is an 82 overall, and based on what he did last year with the Patriots, he brought them to the Super Bowl. And he's an 86 overall guy. Does he fit our scheme? No. But he's an upgrade from Will. And with the Patriots, I was able to give them a quarterback who they could, maybe build around for the future. Will's done well, but part of me also wanted to kind of mix it up for the sake of this rebuild alone, because I worked with Will Levis all during the rebuild with the Houston Texans, so I wanted to try something new. So we've got Mac Jones. We did have to give up a second-round pick, but considering to get a good, decent quarterback in Jones, I think we'll take it. Okay, so now that we've made a trade at quarterback, which is something I said that we were probably going to do, let's take a look at mock draft and see where they have us, who they have us selecting before we get into it. Cole Blanton, who's a cornerback. He's a man-to-man guy out of Michigan. That could be a solid pick because we could use some corner help because we don't have a whole lot of corners. Well, we have a lot of corners, but we probably do need some more help there, so we could take a look at that in the draft. But I think we'll probably need some help at receiver. I would be open to tight end, offensive line, and and defensive back for sure. I think receiver we just need help with in terms of depth. I mean, because our top guys are pretty solid, but I think what we really need is just some depth back there. So that way, in case Godwin gets hurt, our second best guy in Darius Slayton isn't just our best option, and Darius Slayton 7-9 overall is not the worst thing in the world, if you will. So let's enter the draft and get this going.
Now on the clock, the Texans.
All right, so we have got the 14th pick, and let's go ahead and take a look and see who's out here. Is that corner out there from Michigan who they had us projected to take? So Cole Blanton is out there, but yeah, so Cole Blanton's out there. We could use help at corner, but you know what? I think what we really need. What about other top guys? But you know what? Bronson Simpson. You know what? Nah, let's stick with Cole. Because who knows how longer these corners are going to be here, if you will.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I think Cole Blanton could be a solid player for us. So we'll go with him as our first-round pick. All right, so now we are here in the third round because we traded away our second-round pick to bring in Matt Jones. But you got to do what you got to do to rebuild a winner. So we do need help at receiver. So you know what? Let's take J.J. Whitworth. We need help there. He doesn't fit our scheme, but he's a top guy, so I like him coming in here for help with that. And I don't think really any of these players that we're taking in this year's draft are going to be big-time impact guys because we really took care of a lot of those needs in free agency. I really wanted to take care of that in free agency at this point of the rebuild because that's where the help is needed. So we do need some linebacker help, so let's take Chauncey Shepard, and he fits our scheme as well. Could develop into a decent right outside linebacker.
Next up,
we'll see.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock.
Okay, so now we are moving on to the 5th round. Don't have a whole lot of picks in this draft, but it is what it is. Could use... You know what? Let's take Alex Andrews at left tackle because Donovan Smith is only going to be back for, I think, one more season, so we're going to need some help there on the left side.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And we are now in the 6th round. We only have one pick in each of these rounds, so and we did have a second round pick. Okay, so there's a lot of receivers out here, but I don't really know if I want to take one of them. We still could use some help at linebacker, but you know what? We need some help probably on the defensive line as well. So let's take Alton Graham out of Texas. Let's take him at defensive tackle. Late round pick, but you know, we could use some help.
On the clock.
Need some depth back there. All right, and we are now in our final pick, and we need let's see. This pick will kind of be, you know what? Let's go ahead and take. Let's get some more offensive line help in here. Let's take Jack Mitchell, right tackle. All right, so not a lot of big, sexy picks in this draft. Our first-round pick is probably going to be a guy that's mostly going to be used for depth at corner, but at the same time, I think we got a pretty solid bunch of players in this year's draft, if you will. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the roster and let's adjust as need be, because we may have to make some adjustments here with some of the positions, but we'll make that decision here. All right, well, this is where we're going with. I'm going to go ahead and sign another quarterback before the preseason starts because I'd like to have 3 quarterbacks just in case, just make the roster look a bit more respectable. Running backs were pretty good. Fullbacks, one of these guys will probably be cut, but we'll make that decision later. J.J. Whitworth, 72 overall receiver. Not bad for, you know, for the fact that we need some depth at the position. And we got Cade Otton, who's going to remain our starting tight end. Donovan Smith's still here, and of course we did draft Alex Adams. We got a lot of depth at on the offensive line now, which I think will really help in the long scheme of things. We have a lot of right tackles, so it could be a possibility that some of these guys may be cut or maybe traded away because we're pretty stacked there. Defensive line, you know, we could have used some other help there, but yeah. Alton Graham is only a 64 overall. You know, Shaq, we're good there. So I don't really know entirely what this team is going to bring us. What about that? Okay, so Cole Blanton, our first-round pick, is only a 74 overall to start his career. That's not bad, but he's going to be the 4th corner on the depth chart. So still, you know, you'd like to have somebody that can come in and make an impact right away. But we got we got Dean, Carlton Davis, and Sean Murphy Bunting. Those guys are all in the 80s. So corner, we're pretty good at in terms of some good depth there. McGriff, you know, he's been here. He's been, I think, 2 years in the league. Yeah, he's only 1 year. We drafted him last year. Marcus May and Braxton Reese, who's been here for 2 years. So yeah, got Boswell. We got that. Okay, so I think we don't need to make any adjustments with the roster, but I want to go ahead and let's go ahead and advance to the preseason. And I'm also going to go ahead and do the 2025 season in this live stream as well. So we're going to make this a little bit of a long live stream. Hope you guys are okay with that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and our roster size is at 56 players. So we can afford to bring in a bunch of free agents at this point of the beginning of the preseason and, you know, just kind of, you know, increase the roster size a little bit. So let's go ahead and go to quarterbacks and let's get a random guy in here. Matthew Stafford is out there at 82 at a 62 overall. You know what? I'm a man for, you know, messing around a little bit. Let's bring Stafford in on a one-year deal. He's probably on his last leg anyway, but, you know, why not? And let's get just another running back in here for, you know, whatever reason. Let's bring in Hines for depth there. Sign him to the roster. Let's see who else is out here who's, you know, pretty solid. CJ Ham, let's bring him in as our fullback. He actually fits our scheme. We're probably going to cut all of our fullbacks if that's the case. But you know what? We're just trying to upgrade in who we can in the beginning part of the season before any of these guys get snatched up. So, yeah. So, no really good offensive linemen out here. Not really. We're kind of, you know, we could use another center. Let's go ahead and bring in Jake Brendel. Let's bring him in. And I really want to go ahead and check right ends and see who's maybe on the streets here. Nobody better than Dama, so we'll just bypass that. Yeah, we'll just sign those players for depth reasons, so we can, you know, have a little bit of a camp roster, if you will, make some decisions about cuts and all that sort of stuff. Let's go ahead and adjust some of the roster numbers a little bit. Bringing in Stafford. Yeah, man, Stafford's the third guy on the depth chart at 62 overall. He's been in the league for 16 years. Heineke's been in here for 10 at this point. But Mac Jones is our starter, and we're going to go with him. And Stafford is, we'll have to keep him at 11. Hines can stay at 20. Ham can be 45. Godwin. We could have signed another receiver, but nah, I don't really want to do that. Just brought in Brendel as an extra center because we didn't have another center on the team. All his offensive linemen are probably going to be cut, so, or they're going to be practice squad guys, which is fine. Yep, this is the group we're going with at least in the preseason. I'm not going to play any of the preseason, but I am going to simulate just week by week so we can get to cut day and we can make some adjustments. Hopefully we don't have any major injuries during preseason because that would be terrible. As far as our team as an overall, we're starting off the season overall better than we were last year. We're up to an overall 80 for offense, and our defense has remained at an 81 overall because we brought back a lot of the same players, which is great. You know, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep the defense really intact if we can because it was the better part of our team last season, even though we got off to that 2-5 start. We cannot afford to have a start like that again in order for this rebuild and the trade of Mac Jones to look legitimate because, you know, we just can't have it happen. I think this team is good enough to make the playoffs, and, you know, right now, unfortunately, we're getting our butts whooped in the preseason, so that's not really reassuring. But still, hopefully we can, you know, hopefully we can have a better regular season. Hopefully none of this carries over to the regular season. So we have a new injury. Who's hurt? Hopefully nobody important. Antoine Winfield is out for 7 weeks with a broken tailbone. Oh, God. Well, we did re-sign Kenny Robinson Jr. for this reason, so hopefully he can hold down the fort at free safety. I don't really think we should bring in anybody else. It's solid. And also, Cole Blanton, our rookie cornerback, is out for 1 week with a quad strain. Well, Winfield being out for 7 weeks is going to hurt us a little bit. He's already up to a 90 overall for our free safety. He's definitely somebody that we're glad to have on our team. We're playing our last preseason game against the Dolphins. We've lost the first 2. If we lose this one, it's okay. It's preseason, but we can't afford to play like this. All right, so we did win our final preseason game, so that's good to see. And we got upgrades to spend with our new staff. And by the way, for those of y'all that didn't see the last live stream, we did change coaches to where we now have Kevin Stefanski, as our head coach. We fired Todd Bowles, and we decided to replace him with Stefanski. So let's go ahead and take a look at the talent tree and see what we can upgrade. Hopefully we can upgrade at least one thing from Stefanski here. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. Kind of give him some more skill sets here. Hopefully this decision doesn't come back to haunt me because I made some pretty interesting moves this offseason. I fired the coach who brought us to the NFC title game the first 2 years of the rebuild, brought in a guy in Kevin Stefanski who has been doing okay things with the Browns during this rebuild, but got fired for a reason. And I also traded for Mac Jones from the Patriots, who led the Patriots to the Super Bowl last year in this universe. So hopefully those decisions don't come back to haunt me, because I really don't want to see Will Levis take the Patriots to the playoffs and us not make the playoffs, because that will make me look like the dumbest general manager in the history of the game. Okay, well, so let's take a look. We had to cut 7 guys, so we got a lot of decisions to make here. With Darrell Henderson, yeah, we don't want to cut a guy that's, all right. Fullbacks, I think. Let's go ahead and move Madsen to practice squad, and let's do the same thing with Cannon. I don't want to cut any of these guys. Just want to move into practice squad. J.J. Whitworth, but I want to keep all of our receivers active if we can, because we don't have a whole lot of depth there. Anton Edmonds. Let's go ahead and move him to practice squad. We'll rock with 2 tight ends this season. North. Yeah, let's go ahead and put North on the practice squad. And let's also, we've got a bunch of left guards as well. Can we cut Luke? No, we can't. Without cap penalties. I mean, we can, but we'd have a penalty, so we can't do that. Seltzer, can we cut him? No. Jack Mitchell. Rookie, we'll move him to practice squad. Left end. Not a depth at left end. Logan Hall's here, but yeah, Kevin Flowers, we're not moving into practice squad. You gotta stay active. Let's go ahead and cut Donovan Jeter. He really hasn't developed. We're gonna keep defensive ends, defensive tackles the same here. Reggie Callahan, let's go ahead and move him to practice squad. And that's it for cut days. So the only player we really cut was Jeter, not Derek Jeter, one of our defensive tackles. So now let's go ahead and advance to the regular season, and let's get ready to kick off 2025. Kind of a lot riding on this season. Really want to get the Bucs back into the playoffs. And we're starting out the season against the division rival Panthers with Bryce Young quarterback. So hopefully this will be a good measuring stick for us to start off the season in terms of being able to measure up how well we're really going to be doing. So let's go ahead and do the hire and assign scouts. Then we're going to keep everything the same in terms of where they're going and what they're looking at. We're not really going to change much there. I don't really mess with the scouting too much in this game. I just kind of trust them to do what they have to do. Let's go ahead and just do the practice squad player sign. We'll do that. So let's go to manage the roster. Let's take a look at the injury report. Hopefully Winfield is the only person who's actually hurt. Hopefully nobody else is seriously hurt. So Winfield is still going to be out for 5 weeks with a broken tailbone. So hopefully he'll be back pretty soon. And the Panthers have Derrick Henry at running back. 95 overall. He's not in Tennessee. He's in Carolina now. This universe is seeing some big names jump ship, if you will. And now we officially enter an era where there's no Tom Brady, there's no Russell Wilson, there's no Aaron Rodgers. So we've got a pretty interesting universe right now for 2025. So we're going to do like we always do. Let's go ahead and simulate to the middle of the season, and let's see where we're at. Hopefully we are not at the bottom of the NFC South. We have a better quarterback in Mac Jones. We should not be at the bottom of the division. But you never know in these games. And I really felt like that in order for this team to be better, we needed to do an upgraded quarterback. We upgraded our running back. We were able to bring back our best receiver and one of the best in the game at this point in 95 overall, Chris Godwin. We have an okay tight end. We upgraded the offensive line. We brought back most of the defensive players, including Shaq Barrett and guys that we let walk at the end of the season, but we were able to re-sign them and keep them here. We have a really good defense. We have a better offense with a better quarterback, if you ask me. So this season should be a playoff season, if you ask me, but who knows? Well, we're not that bad. We're 3-3, so we're not in bad shape. But we're by no means probably at the top of our division. I say that. I'll take a look at the standings and see where we're at. Well, in the NFC South, we are second in the division behind the Panthers. So the good thing is, it looks like the South this year is a little bit weird. So Falcons are at the bottom this year, 2-5. Panthers, who won the division last year, starting off decently. They're 4-3. We're 3-3. Saints are 3-4. So we could still win this division. But still, let's go ahead and take a look at our injury report. Let's see if Winfield's back. I have to imagine by this point of the season he's fully healthy and back at our free safety. We do have another injury though. Partial ACL tear for Rob Havenstein. Well, that's unfortunate. Fortunately, we have more depth of the offensive line this year. So, are we off to a better start at this point of the season as opposed to last year? Yes, we are, but only by one game. We're only at 500 at the halfway point of the season, so that's not very encouraging, but not discouraging. So, let's go ahead and get to the negotiating screen, and let's see who we got to consider bringing back. So I think if Jansen wants to stay here, his interest is up there. I think he wants to stay. So let's make this offer. Happy to sign and play. Okay, so Jansen is going to come back. That is good. Let's go in and see if we can get Murphy Bunning back here. Let's offer him the medium deal. Excited to sign an offer. Okay, well all these guys only want 1 year, but that's fine. Now, Rachaad White we're going to let walk because we signed Elijah Mitchell and we have other running backs that we brought in. So I think White's going to want to walk away, even though he's an 80 overall. Now, I obviously when Fournette walked away, I talked about him possibly being the future back, but we had a chance to get Elijah Mitchell, who's 83 overall and is growing. So we'll keep him. Now, I want to keep May in here because I really like him, if we can. So he's going to stay, offering him the initial deal that we put on the table. We can get another punter. I'm not worried about that. Now, Slayton, we can go ahead and let walk away. And you know what? I'm going to see if I can get Hines to stay here because I am pretty interested in him as our other running back option, potentially behind Mitchell. But he doesn't like the offer. So that's unfortunate. Can't really go too much higher than that. He may be asking for too much, so we may have to let that go. Now, Havenstein may be currently hurt, but I want to see if I can keep him around for at least 1 more year. Perfect. He can't wait for next season. Good with me, Havenstein. He's a good veteran offensive lineman, so, we need that. Boswell, we can let him walk at the end of the year. We can always get another kicker. We can decide to bring him back after the fact. CJ Ham, fullbacks are something that we can get. We can just get. We don't need to, worry about investing too much. Cade Otton, I think I want to go ahead and keep him around because he's developed well as our tight end, and I think he's going to remain our starter. He is our starter right now, and I want to keep him as our starter for a few more seasons because I think he'll get better. And I still want to see if we can keep Clowney back in here for one more season. Exactly the offer he was looking for. So Clowney, I guess, is I'm really surprised that Clowney has been content with just all these one-year deals that we've offered him, like almost every year that his contract has been up. But if he takes it, that's good with me. We got a lot of guys that contracts are up this year, so we got a lot of decisions to make. Because a lot of these guys that we signed during the free agency period are only signed to one-year deals. So I think I'm going to go ahead and decide to let Whitehair walk at the end of the season because maybe we can get a better left guard in free agency or the draft potentially or trade for one. But when it's time for David to negotiate, we'll look at bringing him back. Henderson Jr. is interested in coming back. So you know what? Because White doesn't want to come back, I'm going to see if I can bring him back in as well. Barch, we're going to let walk because we were able to sign somebody better as a left guard. That was Whitehair. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to bring back Whitehair, and I'm going to let Barch walk. And Donna has been decent, but I think we can get a better defensive end than him. Logan Hall's interest is not really up there, so we'll let him walk. We'll bring back Royce. We'll bring back Shaq. Austin Jackson, we could bring him back as well. God, a lot of these guys I want to bring back, especially if we don't make the playoffs this season. But I'm done with the first wave of negotiations. We'll just go forward from there. So let's go ahead and keep advancing. We're going to go ahead and advance, and now we're just going to advance week by week. Probably have a media question to answer after this week with Jonathan Coachman. Got to make the playoffs this year. And unfortunately, we lost by 29 points to the Dolphins. Wow. The Dolphins don't have Tua anymore, but they do have a decent rookie quarterback, so we got the brakes beaten off of us in that game. So, very unfortunate there. All right, well, what can you do? Playing the Jets, we're 4-4, we're 3-4. They're 4-4, we're 3-4, excuse me. Well, we're under 500. That's not a place I wanted us to be at this point of this season. It's going to be tough for us to fight into the playoffs. But we beat the Jets by 7, and we're looking better. I think we're still second place in the division, but I could be wrong about that. And we got a media question to answer. What's Jonathan Coachman got to ask me this week? It's been an up and down first half of your team. What do you expect in the second half of the season? This team needs to focus on the next game, I truly believe. I want to see this team in the playoffs. Because that's what I want to do, Coach. I'm trying to get this team into the playoffs. You don't trade for Mac Jones and try not to get in the playoffs. That's ridiculous. Let's go back to the negotiating screen because we've simulated a couple of weeks, and let's see who's available that we want to look at bringing back. Luck, Hines. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get Hines back in here, but we got other guys that we're going to target as well. So Whitehair, I'm going to try to get him back in here for one more season. He's excited for the offer. Okay, that's cool. So we got him back in here. All right, David, can you do us one more go-around? Just for one more year. Exactly the offer he was looking for. Okay, one more go-around, David. He may retire at the end of the season or next season. Who knows? So because we're going to let Hines walk because he didn't want our initial offer, let's see if we can get Henderson here. Let's go ahead and offer him the 3-year deal. That's a good offer. Okay, cool, great. We can keep him around for a few more seasons as a good, solid backup running back. I like him. Walk. So Royce and these rest of these guys we can't negotiate with until week 12, 13, and all this. All right. So cool. All right. And we are playing the Arizona Cardinals this week. We're on the road. And we've got another media question to answer here. Levante David. We haven't found common ground. We'll continue negotiating to get there. We have gotten there. He's back on a one-year deal, Coach. We got Levante David back for one more season at least, which is awesome. So we've got the Cardinals. We're 81 overall, and we're 81 on offense and defense. We've got the Cardinals this week. I assume that Kyler Murray's still there. We lost to the Cardinals, so we're back under 500 at 4-5. Let's go ahead and upgrade players. And it looks like we've got a new injury that we have to take a look at. Hopefully it's nobody significant. If it is, I don't even want to think about that. Well, usually when they do it on this screen, it means it's a pretty significant injury. All right, so who is it? Elijah Mitchell's out for 3 weeks with a broken thumb. Well, Hines is still there, and we still have Henderson, and we still have White. So I'm not too worried about running back situations. Rashard White will just be the starter for the next 3 weeks, and we'll keep going with that. Unfortunate, but we're gonna have to rock with that. Scouting focus player, delegate decisions. Yeah. All right, and we got a pretty tough matchup this week against the Bills, albeit at 5-4, but they're still the Bills. We're third place in the NFC South right now, and I think after Week 11 is pretty much when the playoff picture is going to be something that is going to be accessible. Give us an idea of, what we have to do to possibly get into the playoffs. And we lost again. We're on like a 3-game losing streak. Golly. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. 4-6 right now. We're still third in the division, and we have another new injury. God, how much worse is this season going to get? I mean, we're not doing as bad as we were at this time last year, but at this time last year, we started to win a bunch of games, and we got hot at the end of the season, and we were able to, finish only 1 game below 500. But what's the new injury? Vita Vea out for 6 weeks with a broken hand. Okay, so another one of our best defenders is hurt for a significant part of the season. Luke Gadecki is out for 2 weeks with a broken finger, and Elijah Mitchell's out for 2 with a broken thumb. Golly, Vita Vea's out. God, we have enough defensive tackles to last. We drafted somebody, and we have a decent backup, but fortunately, we've signed all these Fortunately, we had a bunch of guys that we have on the practice squad, so those guys are getting re-signed. So that's good. Okay, now how is it here that Lamar Jackson's picture is of himself? In the trading block, the picture was of some random guy that looked nothing like Lamar Jackson. I don't know what happened there, but I think it was some bug thing or something, or maybe Lamar didn't want to be in the game, but EA only did half of the requests, so I don't know. But the Falcons aren't doing very well either. They're 4-7, we're 4-6, but if we lose this game, then we're in the basement of the division, so can't afford to have that happen. But in the meantime, let's go back to the negotiating screen, and let's lock in some more guys before we continue on. I'm going to the end to kind of remind myself, who. All right. I'm kind of doing this out of order, but it is what it is. All right, so let walk. Royce, want you back. Offers perfect. Can't wait. Great. Okay, so we got Royce to come back. And I still want to keep you in here, Shaq. Even though you're only a 75 overall. He's excited to come back. That's cool. Austin Jackson, we can get more help at tackle. Yeah, Donovan Smith is starting to dip. I'm sorry, Donovan, but we're going to have to let you walk. I think I want to let Jackson walk as well. We'll bring back Melton and McCullum for depth purposes. And McGroin, we'll bring him back. And Clef will let walk. Heineke will let walk. We can always get a new quarterback and backup. And we'll also bring back Lorenzo Lloyd, who we drafted a few years back. We'll bring him back for sure. Okay, got the Falcons game. Another L. I hate to say it, y'all, but I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. Got a breakout. Coach, I don't know if it's the food they're serving, the team cafeteria, or what, but I've been on fire recently. Last week, best game for me. I want to be one of those guys. All right. So Jamison Taylor's getting some confidence. That's nice. A breakout guy. Well, he's getting a lot of playing time because Vita Vea is still hurt. Let's go ahead and upgrade players. I think Mitchell's back in the fold now. If not, he's out for like one more week. Yeah, the injuries must be taking the toll with Mitchell being out of there. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stats, actually. I want to see how Mac Jones is doing this season. Like, is he throwing a bunch of interceptions? Is the running game once again non-existent? Or what? Okay, he's already thrown for 3,000 yards. He's got 19 TDs to only 8 picks. Well, that's better than what Levis did last year. Elijah Mitchell and Hines have been pretty good in the ground game. Mitchell's our leading rusher with 7 touchdowns, 499 yards. So I don't think we'll crack 1,000 yards this season. Godwin's doing his thing. He'll be a 1,000-yard receiver again. 8 touchdowns. Shaheed has 5 of them, and so does Cade Otton. So, yeah, Darius Slayton is... and that's why we're letting him walk, because ever since we signed him, he hasn't really delivered too much at what we hoped would be our second receiver, since we had to let Mike Evans go. So, yeah. Jones is playing well. I think the injuries are piling up, with Vita Vea's injury being the biggest one on the defense. Antoine Winfield Jr. missed time at the beginning of the season, so I think that's hurt a little bit. But 4-7 right now, this is about where we were at when we took off, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year. Got an opponent you know well coming into your house at a time you're both playing at a high level. What do you expect it to be like out there? Expect us to win, so hopefully we do. We've got, and who are we? I don't even know who we're playing. I think it's the Saints. Okay, well they're 4-7 just like us. We're 4th in the freaking division. Golly. And right now in the playoff picture, of course, we are nowhere to be found in this. The Panthers are in the driver's seat for the division once again. What's their record? They're 5-6. Okay, so 5-6, but they're leading the division. This is where we got to take off. I'm going to go back to the negotiating screen. This is where we have to take off. We have to win out. Or get darn close to it, because we haven't been to the playoffs in the last couple seasons. So in the last season, yeah, no longer. Okay, well he doesn't want to come back. That's fine. McCullum, let's bring him back in if we can for depth. Exactly the offer he was looking for. That's good. That's very good. And we can't touch these guys until week 15 and all the rest of the season. Okay. Well, maybe before the last game of the season, we'll start negotiating with those guys. Kind of bypass that for a little bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and hopefully we don't lose this game to the Saints. We're already in the basement, but if we win, we'll be in 3rd place in the division. We lost. Golly, we're 4-8. Oh my God, y'all, this is getting frustrating. I don't want to have to jump in. But I might. Not gonna lie, that game was a humbling experience as a role player at this point in my career. I'm guessing Taylor didn't have that great of a game filling in for Vea, but whatever. Let me take a look at the injury report and see who's still out. So we have to win out just to get above 500. Ain't that a annoying bit? And Vea's out for 4 weeks with a broken hand. I think this is a new injury. And Vea may retire because of all these injuries. I think he's on the docket for one more season, but he may be retiring based on all these injuries that he's going through. And we're playing a Jaguars team that's 7-5, and Trevor Lawrence is a 91 overall quarterback. Oh my God, we're last place in the division. Although, based on the way the standings are, we can win the division with a losing record potentially, but we have to win some games down the stretch. If we don't, we are done. We are absolutely donezo. So let's advance to the next week. Looks like we'll just be playing the last game of the regular season to wrap up this live stream. Of course, we lost to the Jaguars. At this point, I feel like and also the Falcons and the Panthers have both been winning. So, gosh, yeah, we've lost. I think we're going to be on the outside looking in. Unbelievable. Thought trading for a quarterback would be the answer, but I don't think it is. Maybe it is, but we just got to get a 90 overall guy. That may be what we have to do. All right, let's get some of these other guys signed. Let's go and get Cameron McGroin back in here. 2-year deal, would you take that? No long-term commitment. No long-term commitment, no deal. It's 2 years, man. Come on. Now, Donovan Smith is dipped, so we're going to let him walk. And I think we're going to let Luke walk as well. Kef, we can let him walk. And we'll go with Lorenzo Lloyd. So we're gonna just gonna wait till the rest to the end of the season, and we'll negotiate with those guys. Ignited Benite, yo, yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? Doing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers rebuild, and we're in 2025 right now. Actually, Brady retired after the first season. And I was able to get them into the conference championship the first year that Brady was still here. And the second year, we lost the NFC championship to the Dallas Cowboys. But now we've missed out on the playoffs the last season. And we may miss out on it again at being 4-9. We're playing the 9-4 Rams. And they got a 99 overall Jalen Ramsey. How about that? So I think we'll be on the outside looking in terms of the playoffs because Falcons and Panthers are right now at 6-7. If we run the table, there's a chance, but we have to run the table. So you know what? I'm going to jump in. Actually, you know what? No. I don't want to play the full game. I just want to play the moments. Okay. So you know what? I didn't want to have to do this because I don't like to do this a lot, but based off the fact that I made a trade for what I thought was a better quarterback than what I previously had, trading for Mac Jones from the Patriots, who led the Patriots to the Super Bowl last year in real life. And not in real life, but in this mode. I had Will Levis, but Mac Jones was a higher overall and a better player. So I don't know what's going on. We've had injuries this year on defense. Vita Vea has been the biggest injury, if you ask me. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to play this game against the Rams. Maybe this will give some momentum where I don't have to simulate for the rest of the season, but I'm just going to play the moments, and I'm going to play the key moments of the game. We're at home. We're playing the Rams. We're going to run the table and get to the playoffs, hopefully. We may finish with the same record as the Falcons and the Panthers. But hopefully they lose some games. And we can leapfrog them. Because right now they have 7 losses. We have 9 losses. That's our only hope. They have to lose some games too, but we got to win all of them. I'm going to try to run the table for the rest of this live stream and see if I can get us into the playoffs. It'll be tough, but we'll have to see. And I'm just going to play the moments to kind of speed this up a little bit. I did the moments with the Texans rebuild when I finally did some gameplay. But, it's different now. You got to get some. I gotta find a way to run the table with this ball club. So we're starting out on our first drive.
The defense did their job. They didn't allow any points on the opening drive. Now
so here we go.
Drive of the game, first for this offense.
First time playing with this ball club. Here we go. Come on, Jones.
Throwing Jones.
Throw it out there. Let's go.
Open target here.
Darius Slayton, first down.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Jones.
Tight end, Otten.
Complete
open. Oh, got a flag. Maybe roughing the passer. Unnecessary roughness. Okay.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Flushed out right.
Yeah, God, that was dumb.
Picked off by Chris Barnes.
That was stupid.
It was a
terrible interception.
At their own 16-yard line.
Well, the defense made a stop, and they got us the ball back after a terrible interception thrown by Mac Jones. But that was on me. That was not on him. That was my fault.
The interception, he'll look to throw.
Run, Mac. There we go.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being
let's slow the pace down a little bit. I want to run with Elijah Mitchell here and see what he can do. Very interesting ball club that we have. There's not a lot of household names on this team anymore except for Godwin as far as offense. And people know who Mac Jones is, but he's not super elite as far as a quarterback, but he's better than what we had in Will, at least that's what I thought we had.
Operating from the gun.
But you never know. And I almost threw another pick with him.
Turnover, but it's incomplete.
Well, fortunate
to retain possession there, and it's second down.
If we don't pick it up here, hopefully this guy can break a tackle.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
There we go.
Here
we go, Rashid.
One complete.
All right, 1 yard short of the mark.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now.
First down with Mitchell.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Why stick? Godwin.
Looking to throw. Jones.
There we go, Chris.
That's complete. It's Chris.
Best receiver in football right now.
Get this one down to the
He's definitely the highest overall rated receiver in this game. At least right now, if you ask me. So the fact that we're able to keep him is big. Because he's continued to remain steady in the 90s throughout the rebuild. So
that's complete to Slayton.
First down to Slayton.
Brought down at about the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards.
Mac Jones rebounded from this interception pretty well on this drive. We got to punch this thing in and finish the drive strong.
And he'll be taken
Mitchell down to the 1 yard line, but that's the end of the first quarter.
Of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
All right, let's get in there, Mitchell.
Mitchell again.
Come on, Mitchell. There we go. Touchdown, Bucks. Shaky first drive, but we responded on our second offensive possession, and we got the touchdown. And now we're on defense for the first time.
Trouble certainly brewing for this defense after that last play, as now they'll need to.
Who's that? That's not Baker Mayfield, is it?
From the 5.
I know that ain't Goff.
And this is going to result in
or Stafford, because he's with us now.
Back to the 8-yard line.
That's why Winfield coming up to make the stop. Nice job.
Of a full 3 yards on first down. It's 2nd and goal.
I think that's
back
a
to the
rookie
8-yard line
or a quarterback who has played for the Rams for a few years, but you know, is a new guy. Good tackle.
Running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Come on, get in there.
This one left side.
Oh, how did you let...
Gibson.
Oh.
Touchdown, Rams.
Oh, we got that.
Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 8 on the...
I thought he was short of the goal line. All right, back on offense. Got all 3 timeouts left, but
here's Jones
to get more points. Break the tie. There we go.
And they worked
So
this
they,
well
no
upfield
huddle.
across the 45. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw again.
Good screen setup. Let's go, guys. Come on. There we go.
This down a yard or 2
Hines
shy
gets
of
out of bounds.
40 before he's out
Nice
of
job.
bounds. Another strong game.
Hines got a little stuck
Last 2
there, but I was
plays,
able to
and
get it to him, and the offensive line was blocking pretty well on that
But it's
screen.
certainly done a nice job spreading
So that was a
the
good
ball
run. I
around
don't
this
really do
drive.
the
This
running
time
back
he gets it
screens
out to
very
his
much in
back,
this game
and it's
anymore
another nice
because
play and
sometimes the
another
guys just
first
get
down.
stuck.
They got the defense on
And
their
the
heels
offensive
a
line
little
doesn't
bit,
really know where to block
reacting
sometimes,
instead of
and
being
then it just
aggressive
winds
and
up
making
being a
plays.
terrible negative play.
The
So
Bucs try to go quickly and get
we don't want that.
First down, here's
It's a
Mitchell.
drive killer. Mitchell breaks the tackle, breaks a few of them, but he gains about
Now
2
the
yards.
Bucs
We'll call
gonna
one of
use
those
the first of
timeouts.
their timeouts. As the clock
Even if we get a
will
field
stop
goal,
with
that's
21
fine, but I
seconds
want
to go
7.
here in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Only got 21 seconds left. Let's go more of the slant routes here.
Back to
He
throw.
has to catch it and then turn upfield and run.
Here's a quick pass. He's got Chris
There we go.
Godwin.
Call another
Now
timeout.
another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Maybe I can hit Godwin on this quick slant. He can get in for 6.
Looking to throw.
Come on.
Jones.
There you go, Godwin. Touchdown, Bucks.
Chris Godwin.
Good drive right there to
Touchdown
respond
number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony.
and break the tie. Back up by 7. So we're on defense, we are.
So
Rams are driving on us, but they're in a 3rd and 10 here.
Trying
Get
to
off the field right here. This
preserve
will
a
be
very
huge.
slim lead in the 3rd quarter.
I'll get around him. Great man.
And that's going to be
He dropped it.
incomplete.
Nice.
The count-
Good job, D. Way to get off the field. But the Rams have tied it up once again. But we're back on
A
offense.
field goal attempt forthcoming,
And it's
an
4th and
important
3.
one here, no
And they
doubt,
want
in
us
the
to
third
go for
quarter
it.
of
You
a
know what?
tie
No.
ball
Let's go
game.
to zone weak here.
Going for it, it's Mitchell.
There you go, Mitchell. Ooh, nice spin
And
move.
he gets the
First down,
here
Elijah.
as he's
Let's
taken
go.
down at the
Now we got a 4th and 17, and they're going to go ahead and tell us
attempt
to kick the field goal.
forthcoming, and
That's
it's an
fine.
important one here, no doubt, in the 3rd quarter of a tie ball game.
Boswell.
Boswell's kick is good.
All right.
And they take a
Not a fan of field goals, but
17-14 lead.
Boswell made it, and we're up by 3. The Rams are driving. They got a
This
first down and
defense
10
holding
inside
on
of
to a
our
slim
red zone.
3-point lead here in the 4th. They need to hold on and hopefully yield no more than a field goal. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
Good tackle,
And
guys.
they're gonna
Let's
lose
go.
some on this play.
Nice tackle.
Being knocked back
Nice
to
job,
the
Paul.
18. Officially, it's a 1-yard
Wait.
loss. That's
No,
going to bring up
no, I don't want
2nd
to go
and
man
11.
up 3D. Go cover 3. I'm going to give some coverage here. This is
Mayfield.
backing off too much.
Open man is Uzama.
And they got the
And
first.
the Rams are going to be set
That-
up with
okay,
a first
that was
and
on me.
goal
That was a
coming up as
terrible
they get him
defensive
down
call.
at the 6-yard line.
Definitely should not have gone with the whole man up 3D thing. It was a terrible decision.
Straight ahead, Gibson. And a
Good
minuscule
tackle there.
gain
There
of
you go.
maybe a yard from the 6
Oh, so
to the
Antonio
5.
Gibson is their running back. Left Washington. All right.
And the ball
Palms.
smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
It is Baker.
Touchdown, Rams.
And the Rams score a touchdown and they take the lead. So Baker Mayfield's now the starter in L.A. It actually is him. It's not Stafford. They decided to go with him over Stafford. Interesting. Well,
Now this
we're back on
here
defense.
really needs to hold them to a field goal range, or maybe
And
could they
we got a
force
first and
turnover
10 with
and
the
allow
Rams.
no
So the
points?
offense didn't do anything
Time
in
to see.
possession.
Following the interception, Mayfield.
Get off the field. Oh, we get a pick. Let's go.
The turnover they needed. It's
Beautiful.
intercepted.
Davis, thank you so much, sir. All right, now we got a shot.
Right back.
That was huge. All right. Now let's go win this. We got plenty of time to go down the field and do something.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right.
There we go.
He's got
first down with the tight end, Otten.
And they're able to get
I just saw the stat line up there. So apparently Mac Jones is throwing 3 interceptions in this
So
game.
here's a first and 10.
That's not good. That's not what I expected when I traded for you, but I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen again. There we go, Otten. I want to get out of bounds. That's fine.
And he'll go
We'll take the underneath stuff if they're going to give it to us. No, I don't want to go with the option. Let's go with the inside zone here.
Now it's Hines.
Here we go, Hines, first
He'll
down.
get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Oh, Mac. It's okay. I
Just
only got 1 yard.
Scramble at second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his effort.
Guess that?
And he'll be brought down just shy
Of
of 40.
And it's a 2-minute
We've got a
warning.
one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining.
All right, so it's 3rd
it's
and
Buccaneer
1.
football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
I want to run the ball, make sure we get this first and keep it going.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Jones. Got his
Slayton,
man in
nice
the
catch.
crossing pattern. It's Slayton. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Here's Jones. Rolling to his right.
There we go.
That is caught. It's Chris
Get out of bounds, Godwin. There you go.
And he will reach
Nice
the
job
8-yard
on the
line
play
before
action
going out.
bootleg.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down.
We got all 3 timeouts left, so I'm going to run it a little bit.
Where they are on the field.
Get closer.
Back to the ground here. Mitchell.
Mitchell's still
They'll get
running
this
the ball pretty
halfway
well.
home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
2nd and goal from
That's
inside
exactly
the
what
5.
we're doing.
Here's
And
Hines.
twice in a row. Let's just go down, go down. Go down. I want to leave them with as little time
Get 3
as
yards
possible.
closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to
Score,
run with
Mitchell.
He takes
Touchdown.
it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Perfectly executed drive by Jones. So now we got to hold them.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense.
They got
at
all
the
3
line.
timeouts left, though, and they got
Offense trying to
26
change the
seconds, and all they
script
need is
here
a
little
field
bit,
goal
CD.
just to
Trailing
tie it
on
and
the
force
scoreboard in
overtime.
the last timeout on the very first play of the drive,
Come on,
they
we
threw
got to
that
stop Mayfield.
interception.
And
He
Cup.
definitely saw his coaches, teammates
Second
come over
and
to him on the
inches, he's throwing
sideline,
the first
trying to help
time
him
out.
shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
Meanwhile, Mayfield
Caught
still
that.
hauled in by Cup. And he's going to have a first down as he's out of bounds to stop the clock with just under 20
His target
seconds
is the
to go.
39-yard line. Okay. So obviously we're going to need to prevent that. But they just probably need one more first down and they're there.
Mayfield to throw.
Yes!
It's gonna be a costly one. It's
Perfect!
intercepted.
We got a pick to ice it. Way to go, Davis.
And the Buccaneers
Let's go.
are gonna take
Game
possession
over.
of the football. Well, you knew
What a big-time win. Huge win.
So time has run out on what will
At
be
home,
a Tampa
beat the
Bay
9-4
victory.
Rams, who
And
were
they
on a
were really
roll.
helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean
Although
by
Mac
that is in
Jones
the old
throwing
days,
3 interceptions
pitching
definitely did
shutouts
not
was
help
big
the
time.
cause.
That's
But
paramount.
Elijah
But the
Mitchell
big
had
thing was
2
holding
big
people
touchdowns.
down, holding
The
down
final,
their yardage,
the
right?
go-ahead
Throwing
one in the
ball
final
through the air
minute.
and gain a lot of, but now
Unbelievable win.
it's about taking the ball away. Taking away
Really
possessions,
did a
getting
nice
the ball
job.
back for
We
their
had 3
offense.
takeaways. They had 3.
takeaways in this one, and it
So
led
that
them
was
to
big.
victory.
So I might have
So
to keep going with this,
the win
because
gets them
us
to
winning this
5-9
game
now
was
off.
huge. We beat a team that was, by all means, to a certain extent, better than us. But, we got to run the table, try to find a way to, see if that's enough with running the table to get to the playoffs. It might not, but we're still going to go for it. It's there, so you might as well try to climb it. It's like Everest. It's there. You might as well try to climb it. All right. Let's upgrade players. All right, well, let's take a look at the playoff picture here. Yeah, of course, we're nowhere to be found here. The Falcons have leapfrogged the Panthers to lead the division right now. So the Panthers have fallen back. We're tied with the Saints for third at 5-9. But if we win this game against the Panthers, that could be big. We could leapfrog potentially to second in the division. So this is big. But let's go back to the negotiating screen and let's go ahead and take a look at some more players that we might want to keep. Let's go to the very end. Nearing the finish line. Yeah, but none of these guys really took any offers. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do Jackson. I'm not considering shorter deals at the moment. Okay, well, he wants long-term, but you know what? We're going to let you walk away because of that. So Lloyd, I think, is the last guy that we're going to pay attention to as far as targeting and him and trying to, bring him back. So yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our next game against the Panthers. Going to play the Moments once again. We've got a tough, tall order. They have Derrick Henry now. And, of course, they have Bryce Young as their rookie quarterback. Well, not rookie quarterback anymore, but he was when the first full year of the rebuild. Got to win this game. This is our last divisional game of the season. So this is pretty big. We win this one. It may be our first divisional win of the whole season. I don't know, which would be pretty sorry, but it's been a tough year. Mac Jones hasn't really been what I thought he would be with trading for him. But we're out here to come into Carolina and upset the Panthers. We are here for the upset. And they're giving us the opening drive of the game to get off on the right foot. I like the sound of that. Going with the all-white uniforms for this game.
Looking for Godwin, and he's
Godwin's already making a big catch,
just shy
as
of the
usual.
40, down at the 39.
1,000 yards.
Numbers from last week's contest.
Hopefully he'll make the Pro Bowl this
6
year with
catches,
that.
95 yards, and a score.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. And in a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9.
Oh, that was a bad run. That was broken up.
Yeah, it's a 4-yard loss. Really sets him back now for second down. Looking to throw. Jones over the middle. He
Nice
finds
job by
Godwin.
Godwin. Picks up the
And
first.
they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Switch the play here.
Running left, here's Mitchell.
There you go, Mitchell. Wide open on the left side.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25
big
yards
plays
to
every
pick
once in
up
a
there,
while.
and also a first down. Operating from the gun, Jones. Flush to his right.
There we go.
Going right side here, and that's complete.
With the catch.
And he gets it inside.
Had to improvise a little bit, but
add the gain here
it
to
is
the
what it
previous
is.
play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
The
First
zone
and goal,
play
a
here will be
chance for
okay
an
for a
early
red zone
statement
offense
here
with
on the road.
Hines in the backfield.
Naeem Hines, his first carry.
Didn't really break away from
They'll
that
take
tackle,
this from
but
the 9 down to about the 7.
Here's what we
doing
need to see
okay.
some
We just gotta get in
from
here.
this defense because
We start off with the first opening drive on the right foot.
They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first
Catch
step.
that.
And he hauls it in for
Touchdown,
the
Rashid. Let's go, Bucks. The defender was right there. I think that was Horn. He was lurking, but we were able to fit that in the tight spot and came up with a big catch there.
This
Rashid is one of those receivers we signed in the offseason for free agency. And so far, that's been a solid signing for us. He's played very well. He's been a breakout star. Not a star, but a steady guy, you know. Slayton, touchdown, Bucks. Beautiful. Beautiful pass by Mac Jones. He's off to a way better start in this game. And the Panthers look like they're struggling a little bit on offense so far. We got a third down here.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
There we go, Mitchell. He's got the first. Broke that first tackle and powered over the second defender.
A solid drive here has this offense in really good position. Can they finish the drive off? Let's find out. It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
The trail.
They'll stick with the passing game.
Great free here.
Right back to Chris Godwin.
Touchdown again for the Bucks. Let's go.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
3 touchdowns in the first half. Off to a good start. This first half has been very smooth sailing.
The Bucks offense.
So the Panthers are finally on the board with a field goal.
As we grind toward the end of the season
try
here,
to
and
work
they
this
haven't
ball
had the
downfield
season
and
that they had
see if we can
hoped. So
get
let me
another
ask you to
score
play
before the half.
GM. Where might they look to
They're
make
reading
some
the screen
changes?
pretty well.
When you look into the
Got away. There we go, Hines.
Think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Jones on 1st and 10.
Lob pass.
He's going
up top. Rashid. Oh, couldn't hold on to the ball.
Incomplete on the deep ball. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jones.
On,
he's going to take another
Make
shot
that play.
here.
Make that play, Slayton. Oh.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
Oh, Whitworth. No! Oh, that was mostly my fault.
Jeremy Chin
pretty greedy on that. What the?
Some room to maneuver.
Oh my God! Wow.
And he will bring this one back.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Also, I dove at the guy stupidly in the middle of the field when he ran it back
to begin their next possession. Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them.
Try to move the ball down a little bit. If we don't get too many yards,
definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Oh well.
And he's going to be
Hines has been solid with the spring games.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
We'll take it.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete.
Timeout.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. This one is slung over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
There we go, Rashid.
Caught at about the 6.
And he's in for 6. Let's go.
In for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Buccaneers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That was big, rebounding after that interception, and now we got a very good lead heading into the second half. Panthers are still fighting, though.
A third down situation.
We're still up 11, but they're starting to fight their way back into this one.
They run over center with Mitchell, and he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Play keep away here. It's in the first down.
Quick throw caught by Godwin.
Another first down to go.
Down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Hines.
Touchdown, Hines.
Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Another score on the board, and we are on the verge of blowing the Panthers out. Big divisional game, and we're playing like we belong. I'm going to let the clock wind down to the fourth quarter. We're getting close to having this one already wrapped up.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the
Still
NFL,
third down, though, so we got to pick this up.
EA Sports.
Oh, God, we got hung up and misfired. So we're punting for essentially the first time today, I guess. All right, back on defense.
The field goal does him no good here as we drop you into this situation.
Stop
Offense staying
here.
out there, and they are going on 4th down.
Oh, I thought we had a chance of a pick there. It was 4th down, they went for it, and they got it.
Inside the 10, just shy of the 5.
Bryce Young was pretty clutch right there. And the Panthers scored, so now it's only an 8-point game, and we're back on defense with 3 minutes to go. Or less than 3 now. This is going to be another tight game just like the last one, I got a feeling.
Throw now on 1st down.
One possession game that ends in the end.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Although they need a touchdown and 2 points just to tie it.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Caught left side.
So it's still a little bit of a tall order for the Panthers, but still.
So it's
I'd rather hold him out of the end zone.
We welcome you back. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They're going to go for it on 4th down. The field goal is going to do them no good, so they're not going to settle for that.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today.
Tackle Henry.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Flag? What the? Guys, we can't be doing that right now. Oh, God.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt
now they got
to
the ball at
protect
the
this
freaking
lead late in the
4-yard
game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them
in a
significant
significant way. Discipline issues
one guy committed to
plague
penalty,
us.
But now the entire defense has to pay the
All right,
price
they're not in yet.
The Panthers got to go
But
quickly.
they're going to keep running this
right
thing.
Now.
Oh!
He's got
How?
Juwan Johnson, his first
Brought the
touchdown.
pressure, and he still found his man. Okay, well, now we have the ball, and we got this thing tied up. And we got to drive down the field and score.
Late 4th quarter.
This
offense starting with the ball on their own side of the field, and they do have all 3 timeouts looking to give it a field goal range. Here's a pass swung out.
Yeah, Hines didn't really break away on that one.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They run with Hines. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Jones.
Here we go.
Looking middle, and that's complete.
And a flag? What's the flag for?
This across midfield to the 48.
Yes! Gave us some free yards. Let's go.
So
I would gladly take those 3 yards. Thank you, Carolina, for being dumb. And now we got the ball at the 33-yard line. We can run this thing. Big clutch catch by Rashid there. We can run this thing, and I want to get this thing set up in the middle of the field. Burn all their timeouts, and let's kick the field goal and get out of here.
The first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. On second down, here's Mitchell.
Fight through it.
Down to the 25.
Oh, and my controller battery.
Now a second timeout.
Well, I'm not going to plug it in until the live stream is done, which should be very
just
soon.
over
We'll
40 seconds to go in the game. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
It's third down. We need this.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
There we go, first.
And he will have the first down.
I think that's all their timeouts wasted. Not wasted, but burned. So
now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout.
That's it for the Panthers.
And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Wind this thing down. We're going to run the ball one more time.
First down. Hines. And he'll take it from the 18
and we are going to let the clock run. We're going to take our sweet time.
Man, this is now where it's risk and reward.
Kick the field goal and get out of here.
You've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps. Get up tight on everyone.
I'm going to call a timeout with like 2 seconds
field
left.
goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something when you crowd the line of scrimmage.
And they can't ice us because they don't have any timeouts left.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game.
This is a 32-yard field goal for the win from Boswell.
2 seconds on the clock. This for the win.
And he got it.
Good. He splits
and
the uprights on the chip shot.
We storm into Carolina and we get the upset win. They made it interesting in the end against us, but we were able to hold on, and Boswell kicked us to victory.
In this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap.
So
they
a big
get
division
the late
win.
Score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting?
Wow. 2 close victories against 2, pretty good teams. I mean, the Rams are better than the Panthers, but, the Panthers are leading the division. So, will that be enough to launch us back into the conversation of possibly being able to make the playoffs as a wild card team? I don't know. Probably not. But trying to run the table again, see if we can do any better. Well, unfortunately, it's not really helping. So we're 6-9. The Panthers are now 6-9, just like us. But the Falcons have reeled off. Well, they were 7-7 last week. Yeah. Well, we have to win out, and they have to lose out for us to have any chance to go to the playoffs. Which may not even be enough in the grand scheme of things. I've been streaming for a while now. It's one of the longest streams I've done in a while, actually. Let's go to upgrade players. And let's go back to the negotiating screen. Is that linebacker available to negotiate with yet, or do we have to wait one more week? Week 18. Okay, so after this game against the Eagles, we'll be able to negotiate with them. And the Eagles are not doing very well. They're 5-10. So I'm going to take a risk. Hopefully we win this one. If we lose, then season's over. We lost to the Eagles, a team that is worse than us record-wise. Oh, man. Man, oh man. Well, we're not going to the playoffs this year. Let's get blown out by the Seahawks and call it a season. It's unbelievable that we've had this bad of a season. We finished 6-11. So we were worse this year with Mac Jones as our quarterback as opposed to Will Levis. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and see who wins the Super Bowl. And let's go ahead and advance to the Super Bowl. And let's see who wins the big game. And we'll wrap up the season. This rebuild is definitely even harder than the Texans one, because with the Texans one, we at least had a steady climb. With this one, we nosedived during this season. I mean, goodness gracious. Not even making the playoffs. Not just not making the playoffs, but being last in the division. Unbelievable. Well, Super Bowl, let's go ahead and go to yearly awards. Let's see if we had anybody in consideration for anything. Godwin might have been in consideration for receiver. Nobody for MVP. Let's go to NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Godwin came in 8th. Not bad. Jadeveon Clowney finished 7th for Defensive Player of the Year. Best quarterback. Mac Jones didn't even crack the top 10. Godwin 5 for the best receiver. Best offensive lineman. Nobody from us in there. Best defensive lineman. Jadeveon Clowney came in at 6th. Best linebacker. Levante David and Shaq Barrett 8th and 9th. So that's nice. Best DB. Nobody. Best kicker. Nobody. Yeah, not a lot of accolades this year. So let's go ahead and take a look at who wins the Super Bowl between the Cowboys and the Jaguars. How about that? Man. I'm really kind of stumped right now with the fact that we were worse this year. I thought we had a better team, and didn't wind up being that. So it looks like the Jaguars won the Super Bowl. First time in franchise history that they've won it. So, Super Bowl MVP was Travius Hodge Tomlinson. Cornerback MVP Joe Burrow. Coach of the Year Zach Taylor. Offensive Player of the Year Cooper Kupp. Defensive Player of the Year Jeffrey Simmons. Offensive Rookie of the Year Ricky Ham from the Commanders. Defensive Rookie of the Year Cardinals Edward Harrison. And the Jaguars beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. First Super Bowl in franchise history for the Jags. I want to, that NFC Championship game a few years back against my Cowboys was the best chance I had for this rebuild to get the Buccaneers into the Super Bowl without Tom Brady. And, I just blew it. I blew it a few seasons ago. So, my thinking is, I may start having to kind of blow this up, if you will. Maybe not completely, but just for the sake of that, I need to get this team better. And I thought that I was making them better for this season, and we wound up finishing freaking 6-11, and we were the worst team in the division. A division that was bad. So it was very winnable this year, even if you had a losing record. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and bring back Shaheed, if we can. Offers perfect. Yeah. You made some good clutch catches in the end, sir, so you're coming back. And I'm going to go ahead and get Donnan back in here. Good offer. We still have like a lot of cap room, so we got to spend the money. Got to spend the money more. We were spending it last year. So we got Austin Jackson back. Exactly the offer he was looking for. Sweet. Left tackle's got to be an upgrade for sure. Boy, let's get you back in here. Cool. Got a rookie. Well, he's not a rookie, but we drafted him a few years back. All right, so that's it. Rest of the guys, they're going to walk. But you know what? We haven't even used the franchise tag yet. So let me take a look here, actually. We can use the franchise tag on somebody. But you know what? I don't... You know what? Let's do the franchise tag for Trevor White. Good offer. Glad we got the deal done. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. All right. Well, we can't even franchise tag him, but we brought him back anyway. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to spend some money. Wait to spend the money in free agency. Let's go to retirements. Do we have anybody from our team that retired? Anybody? Well, let's check us first. NFC South. So Matthew Stafford's retiring. Marcus May is retiring. Wow. And Cody Whitehair is retiring. Okay, well, we're going to have to get a new strong safety, and we're definitely going to have to get a new left guard. So, yeah. Who else are the big names that have retired? C.J. Mosley. That's kind of a big name. Hopkins retired after 13 years. He was with the Panthers last year. Higbee's retiring, former Ram, now with the Panthers, I guess. Stephon Gilmore's retiring after 14 seasons. Brandon Sharif after 11 years. Darius Slay, Xavier Howard, Carson Wentz, Keenan Allen, our guys. Trey Flowers, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Khalil Mack. Yeah. Decent number of, not a lot of household names, but guys that are just on the end of their careers. Guys that are looking to ride off into the sunset. They're all done playing. All right, well, you know, let me take a look at, can I take a look and see what staff has been fired or not? No, I don't want to make any changes with our staff. This was a tough year under first-year coach. This was a tough first year under Stefanski, but I don't think there's other coaches out there that are better than him. So we're just going to have to accept it for what it is. Well, I'm going to start kind of getting to the stage where I'm going to start wrapping things up. This has been a long live stream. Started out with the off-season, had high hopes. Had to do more gameplay during the regular season because I thought that maybe I needed to take control in order to help us run the table and get to the playoffs, but it didn't happen. And now we finished the year 6-11, and we, I think, are really going to have to take a look at. We're really going to have to take a look at the free agent market. You know what? Before I sign off, let me go ahead and take a look at what big free agents are out there that could be an instant upgrade. Who's out here for quarterbacks? Only Kenny Pickett is 72 overall. Really, that's the best you could do? He does fit our scheme. Mac Jones actually doesn't, but Dalvin Cook is there at 92 overall. Oh, my God. What about receiver? Deebo Samuel's out there. But we have Godwin still. Otten. What about Ian Smith, maybe? Irv Smith Jr. Tyler Smith, former Cowboy. Yeah, we're going to have to... we'll probably make a run at him. Cleveland. All the offensive linemen are looking pretty good. Big time. Deron Payne. Hamilton. Yeah. Jarrett. Left outside linebackers. Looking pretty good, too. Well, we definitely are going to need... because May retired. We're going to have to definitely get help at safety. Juan Thornhill, I think, is definitely going to be a guy that we're going to target. Okay. Just wanted to get a look at the free agency pool to see what guys we can go after. As far as quarterbacks, I think I'll stick with Mac Jones for just this next season. But if he does not have a better year and we do not make the playoffs, we're going to start over at quarterback. And we may have to start over completely. And Godwin, we may just have to let him go and start over everywhere. It's a shame that this rebuild is actually is actually getting longer than what I would have liked. But hey, got to get this team back on the precipice of the Super Bowl. We were there 2 years in a row in two of the first 3 years of the rebuild. Hopefully we can get back. Anyway, I'll come at you guys next week with part 5. We'll be diving into the offseason, going through the draft, and hopefully getting some good players in free agency and maybe making some trades. Who knows? Maybe making some blockbuster trades to get this team back to the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. So thank you all very much for checking out the live stream. This has been your boy Maitland, and I'm out. Y'all have a good day.